Alright, this is gonna be part 4 of the Sauerkraut Kid saga, for those of you that haven't seen it yet. Basically, there was this weird dude at this park I grew up by who smelled like sauerkraut and was always trying to beef with me and like jump me and whatnot. So I've just been telling the story of all the weird stuff he went to do, so this is part 4 when he came to the skate park a few years after all the original stuff that went down, and ended up just being an absolute weirdo. Figured it would make a good story time, so that's what we're gonna be doing. Let's get into it.
Nice rack and her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. Before we get too into it, I would appreciate y'all going ahead and commenting down below if you want more of these. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So, I had a string of issues with Mr. Sauerkraut Kid for a bit, and then after that, we kind of avoided each other. He avoided me, I avoided him, and it kind of worked out well. I never had to deal with his issues, I never had to smell him anymore. It was kind of like I was walking on cloud 9. And 2 years later, I had started getting into skateboarding, and I was spending a lot more time at the skate park. And I had gotten to the point where I knew most of the people that were there regularly. So there was like a group of 3 kids who would come skate together. There were some older guys who would come skate together. And we all just kind of knew the flow of the park, and everybody would just kind of do their thing, stay out of everyone's way, and it was a very chill vibe. I know sometimes seems like skate parks in these videos are nuts. It's not. 99.999% of the time, it's really cool. One day though, I'm there and I'm just minding my business in the corner of the skate park, and the corner I'm in is kind of behind the entrance. The way it goes is like you come in the entrance and then the fence goes deeper to the left. So most of the time when people come in, they wouldn't look in that corner because it was just kind of out of the way. So I see this guy skate in and he kind of looks familiar. And I realized that it's Sauerkraut Kid just because at this point I had had so many issues with him. I probably could have picked him out of a crowd if there was a lineup. That's him. That's the Sauerkraut Kid. Get deodorant for him. Stat. I don't know what's going on with those pits, but it's rancid. So I'm at the skate park and he comes in and he doesn't really see me, but he goes in over to where these 2 guys, the 2 of the 3 guys that usually hang out, were skating this rail. And they had been skating it for a while, just minding their business. And this guy doesn't even take time to set up his stuff. He doesn't take time to see what's going on at the park. He skates right up to them and just says, "Move right now." Which I don't think anyone would take very kindly to, but especially if it's someone you don't know and they're just at the skate park trying to boss you around. The 2 guys were not that thrilled by it. And it wasn't a, "Hey man, I'm trying to skate the rail too, is it okay if I skate it?" Or, "Hey, is it cool if I get some time on the rail? I want to skate it now, move." They're not gonna respond well to that. I don't think anyone would. Even if you don't skate, if you were walking by something and someone said, "I'm trying to get there, move," I wouldn't blame you for just deciding to be stubborn and standing there. So whatever, these 2 guys, not the type to be talked down to and just insulted for no reason, say that they're not gonna move. And then they start being like, "What's your issue, man? We've never even seen you before. Not that it matters, but why would you come up and be rude to us for no reason? You didn't even take the time to ask us to move or anything. What's your issue? Do you really think that's a good way to get people to give you what you want?" Just trying to reason with him. And what they didn't know is that Sauerkraut Kid, did not have the ability to reason. That was out the window. Probably from inhaling his own fumes so much. When you just smell like sauerkraut all the time and it's constantly in your nose, I'm sure eventually it just starts to inhibit your thinking. The only thing on your mind is the kraut, the kraut, the kraut. But when they say they're not gonna move and start trying to reason with him, he just kind of shuts down and folds his arms and says, "He's serious, they better move," which has to be the worst intimidation tactic of all time. I don't know why so many people try to do that. The arm fold makes you look more like a pouty little kid trying to get your way than it does make anyone be like, "Oh no, he really means business, guys." You smell like sauerkraut and now your arms are folded. That's the only difference. If you unfold them, you smell like sauerkraut and your arms are normal. That's it. That's the only thing that changes. But the way he did it was obviously trying to be intimidating. Like, he kind of did it aggressively and said he was serious. And the two kids are not really budging or moving at all because it's just not something that they were interested in. And he's just not intimidating. Sauerkraut Kid had gotten a little bit older over these 2 years, but for whatever reason, it didn't seem like he had been blessed with growing vertically at all. So he was still the same height. These guys were each a solid 1.5 feet taller than him, and he's trying to intimidate them. So they kind of say that they're not going to move, and if he keeps trying to threaten them, then they're going to make him move away from them. And it's not like they were trying to cause an issue. They were not thrilled about the prospect of having to, like, push this guy away. But at the same time, if he's not going to move and just keep causing issues, at some point, you gotta just get the issue away. I'm not advocating violence, all right? I'm just saying, if someone's in your way saying they're not going to move and they're not going to let you leave, they're impeding your ability to move around, and you can probably push them out of the way and keep moving. So they say they're not going to move again, and his response, arms still folded, is to go, I'm going to teach you guys a lesson. And he unfolds his arm, reaches down for his skateboard, and for those of you that skate, he mall grabs it by the back truck. But for those of you that don't, that's when you take your hand and you wrap it around the metal trucks on the bottom, and he lifts it up and he starts pulling it back. And I can tell by the way he's pulling it back, it looks like he's about to use the skateboard as a weapon and hit them. And if you want to get into a fight at the skate park, like, it's already kind of dumb. But it's really, really dangerous to smack somebody with a skateboard. You're not going to teach them a lesson. You're probably going to give them a massive concussion. What is that, dude? Oh, you guys don't want to move and let me skate right here? I'm going to smack you with a wooden board with metal attached to it. Some people that skate are like, oh, I could smack anyone with my skateboard. I don't know, man. You could probably classify that thing as a weapon. Like, if somebody was walking around with a stick that weighed as much as a wooden skateboard with a truck on the end of it, and they said they were going to hit you with it, you wouldn't want to be hit by it. So whatever, Sauerkraut Kid is being real sour, and his arm is coming back with this skateboard, and it just looks like he's about to smack them. And I'm close enough where I have the ability to, like, stop it. So I go over there and I grab the other end of the skateboard. So he's got it back with the truck in his hand. So I grab the other truck as it's coming back and I just pull it out of his hand. It was not some insane James Bond maneuver. I really didn't have to pull that hard. His grip was not that great on it. And he had held it back for so long because he was like really weak. So he was struggling to lift it back. So it wasn't hard to kind of pull it out of his hand. But I pull it out of his hand and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You can't smack people with a skateboard. And he turns and it takes him a second, but he recognizes me. And instead of saying like, oh, great, it's you again, you know, I've dealt with you before, you're such a pain, why do you always have to try to get up in my business? He embraces the anime vibe he's got going on when he was trying to smack people with a skateboard and just looks at me and says, it's you! He had really turned me into an anime villain, bro. In his arc, nothing was the same after he didn't get away with stealing my bicycle. You made my grandpa betray me when I stole your bike, and for that, you will pay. Just so angry. And I start trying to, like, reason with him and say, you can't smack people with skateboards, bro. And I make the mistake of letting go of the skateboard at that point because there's no way he'd be dumb enough to do it again. If I just pulled it out of his hand, he wouldn't try to smack me with the skateboard. But this sauerkraut-smelling dude starts reaching back the skateboard to swing it at me now. Except he's slow again because he's too weak to really like do it quickly. So the other two guys that are behind him now, they grab the skateboard and this time they rip it out of his hands and throw it across the skate park. Which might be mean, but we've tried the whole stopping it and giving it back to him thing, and all that did was make him just turn and swing it at the person that just stopped him. So we're not taking chances again. And he turns around and starts trying to fight them after they do that. They're much larger than him, but he's surprisingly like good at punching. Sauerkraut Kid had to be tough when you smell like that. He's just punching them, man. And they're larger. They don't really want to hurt him, but they end up having to, like, just push him away and kind of stop him, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. They weren't pinning him down, but they were just pushing him in a way that made it so he had to focus on being pushed and not anything else. And he starts saying that he's really mad and we shouldn't have messed with him because now he's mad. And I don't know why he thought we didn't realize he was mad. If someone starts coming at me trying to swing a skateboard and hit me in the head, I'm gonna know you're mad. I would be really concerned if you weren't mad. Like, that would be some straight up psychopathic behavior. It is some straight up psychopathic behavior, don't get it twisted. But if that was what you did when you were happy, oh, I'm having a great day, I'm gonna go take a hammer around. Like, what's wrong with you, dude? That's some serious weirdness. So he's telling us that he's really mad, and we just keep going, dude, we don't care. You can't hit us with a skateboard. Like, we don't care. I don't know if he was trying to tell us that he's really mad, so we had to go along with it and let him hit us with a skateboard or what, but he just kept repeating it over and over again. And when I say he's mad, that's not just doing it justice. Some people get mad, they start yelling, some people might turn a little bit red. This guy was at that point of anger where he was screaming so hard that, like, his voice box was giving out and making it sound hoarse. When you're going like this! That's how mad he was. And on top of it, as he's screaming, freaking out, he's starting to spit with every word he's saying. Like, all the spit is conglomerating in his mouth and just flying out as he's screaming at us about how mad he is. And so we just keep telling him to relax, and he won't calm down. So we try to go to the other side of the skate park. Just get away from the situation. We're not gonna, like, keep arguing with him if he's just gonna keep getting angrier and spitting. So we go to the other side of the skate park, and we're talking about how weird it is. And he comes back up with his skateboard. And the second he comes around with his skateboard, we are already on alert. He's already tried to hit us with the skateboard. We don't want to be hit with the skateboard. That's not on my bucket list. But he saunters up to us with this skateboard, and we're all just intensely watching him, kind of scared of him. And instead of looking sheepish or embarrassed at all, he seems fine, and he just starts talking. And you would think the thing that has to come out of his mouth if he's gonna come up with this much confidence is, hey, I'm really sorry, that was super out of pocket of me. I don't expect you to forgive me, but just so you guys know, that's not how I usually act. That's the confidence he's walking up with. But that's not what he says. There is no apology. He just starts trying to have, like, a casual conversation about how he was really looking forward to spring break. And yeah, I was looking forward to spring break too, don't get it wrong. I don't think anyone likes going to school when you're younger. But that being said, I wasn't trying to have this conversation with a dude that literally just tried to knock me out with a skateboard. I wouldn't want to have that conversation with most people. It's just kind of small talk, and small talk can be so boring it makes you want to, like, get hit with a skateboard. But I really was not about to have this conversation with someone that I did not like at all. Not only because he had stole my bike before, but now because he had tried to smack me and two friends with skateboards. And so the two guys that I'm standing with look at him and literally say, "What are you doing? Please go away. We're not friends." Like, this whole, hey, I'm gonna come over and make small talk thing, we don't want to do that with you. We are not your friends. We're not gonna be friends. We can't kick you out of the skate park. We get that, you know, that's not what we're about. But don't come talk to us. Like, we want to stay as far away from each other as possible. And that's pretty reasonable. I think if you try to give someone brain damage, they probably won't want to be around you very often. But you would have thought that we just told this kid that he probably had a contagious form of the bubonic plague and we were going to keep him quarantined for the next 87 years in an airtight chamber. Because he just starts saying that there was no reason for us to be that rude. He didn't understand why we were being so small-minded about the situation, and he just didn't really get why we would be so upset about something. It was just a skateboard. It's not like it would have hurt that much anyways. And yeah, a skateboard is not like a baseball bat, but it's basically the same thing. I don't understand what he meant by that, trying to downplay it. I don't want to be hit in the head with anything. Even if it wouldn't hurt as bad as like a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire, it doesn't mean that I would want to be hit in the head with it. Whatever, it wouldn't even have hurt that bad. Dude, I don't care if it's a Nerf bat. I still don't want to get hit in the head. I don't like being hit in the head. It's one of my least favorite places to be hit. If I had to have a list of places I enjoy being hit, none of them are preferable, but head would definitely not be in the top 5. But we're standing there kind of gobsmacked that he's like insulting us and getting angry with us, because if anything, it should be the other way around, right? We were the people that you almost hit in the head. And we all start getting mad, being like, you can't really downplay it. You still tried to hit us in the head with a skateboard. We still don't like you. Like, we don't want to be your friend. And he goes on another rant about how if we don't have the ability to make friends with people that used to be our enemies, like, we're never going to go very far in life. Yeah, that's right. If we don't make up with Sauerkraut Kid, then we're not going to go very far in life. Listen, I'm not friends with Sauerkraut Kid to this day. And, while it's not as poppin' as it used to be, my channel's still cool. And I've just got other stuff going on. I don't really feel like I took the L route. I don't feel like I missed out on anything by not being friends with Sauerkraut Kid. When I'm laying in bed at night, I start thinking about cringy things I've done, and it's never, oh my gosh, I should have never not befriended Sauerkraut Kid. I missed out on so many great experiences. He could have shown me how to smell like sauerkraut. That would have changed absolutely everything. We still say that we're not interested, we don't want to really be around him, and he says that he's going to give us one more chance to forgive him. Oh my goodness, could you believe that he was that generous, guys? He's going to give us a chance to forgive him for him trying to hit us with the skateboard. I never thought I would get an opportunity to be a part of something this special. The idea that hundreds of years from now, people are going to talk about this moment in history class as one of the best symbols of human kindness of all time, the chance to forgive Sauerkraut Kid. But I said no. I said no. We all said, no, man, sorry, we are not really interested in being your friend. You can go skate, do whatever you want, but like, we don't want to be your friend. We don't want to hang out. We don't want to vibe. We don't want to skate together. We're not interested. And he looks at us so disappointed, man. Like a parent that just found out that you got all F's on your report card, changed them all to A's to trick them, and then got caught. Like that much disappointment in his eyes. And says that he was really disappointed that we didn't take this time to have some character development. Okay, English teacher, thank you so much. I didn't realize I was a character in a novel. Nothing says I'm the main character like telling other people that they missed out at a chance for some character development. Who are you to say that? Yeah, people do get character development, duh. But to say that me forgiving you would have just added a lot to my life story, you know, who I am as a person, is just so weird. Hey, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you're missing out on a lot of character growth. And that's serious. There is no sarcasm in my voice right now. So we just tell him, okay, we'll lose out on that character growth. We're perfectly fine with that. And he saunters away and gets about 5 feet away before he turns around. But before I say what happens next, I'm gonna be annoying. If you guys go press the like button and comment right now, it will help the video do better. And if this video gets 5,000 likes, I will do part 5, all right? But if not, it's not happening. I'm compromising for part 4 today. But he turns around when he gets about 5 feet away from us and says that he doesn't even want to skate anymore. The way that we're acting about his offer to forgive him has just totally taken him out of the mood to skate. Okay, none of us really cared, bro. Like, all right, that's not really my problem. If you're mad that the people you tried to hit with the skateboard won't forgive you and now you don't want to skate, did you expect us to start groveling? No, Sauerkraut Kid, please. Please don't leave. We want you to stay in the mood for skating. Hit us in the head with skateboards. If it makes you want to do an ollie, that's all we care about. So we say we don't care. And he's like, you guys are so rude and inconsiderate. I don't even want to be at this skate park. I'm going to leave. And we say, all right, man, whatever you want to do, like, you're more than welcome to do that. If that's really what your heart desires, then go for it. And he does that thing when people, like, do something as a threat, but they don't actually want to do it, but they have to follow through with it. I'm serious, guys. I'm really gonna leave. I will leave. Like, this is your chance. You can forgive me now, or I will leave. And we're all like, all right, bro, you can leave. Feel free. You are more than welcome to walk right out of there and skate home. And he gives us another little speech about how we should be so embarrassed that we would let someone leave, like the fact that we don't have it in us to get over ourselves and forgive him. We never told him to leave. We never once said, you have to leave or we're going to cause problems. In fact, the entire time he walked up to us, we kept saying, if you just go skate over there, we'll stay over here and like we'll just stay out of each other's way. No issues, no conflict. Let's just like avoid each other. He wouldn't let that happen. He's the one that made up this imaginary standard that if we didn't forgive him, we were interrupting his skating time, which I don't really care about anyways. I don't think we would be unreasonable if we told you to leave, but like it's obviously not our skate park. I don't know, I feel like most people probably would have left or like freaked out at you. So the idea that you were holding us hostage and we were making you leave, no one was making you do anything. But he keeps saying that if we forgive him, he'll stay and skate, and we keep telling him that we don't care, because we didn't care. Nobody that was standing there listening cared. And there were some adults skating on the other side, and he got so annoying saying that we should forgive him that the adults on the other side of the park yelled over, just leave, bro, they don't want you here. And we were like, yeah, man. And finally, he ended up leaving. So at least he did leave. Not with much dignity. Literally none at all. He did the absolute most to make it as painful and cringe as humanly possible, but he did dip. Still not really sure why he thought just walking up to us and trying to start a conversation, no apology or anything, was a good idea. Oh, if I just walk up to them and start talking to them about spring break, then they'll forget the fact that I tried to hit him in the head with skateboards. You didn't hit us, bro. Like, we still had all the brain cells. You didn't do the damage that you were intending to do, so you didn't really get away with it whatsoever. I don't know what Sauerkraut Kid was up to. I don't know what he was planning. It seemed like every time I interacted with him, it was just even more cringe than the last. I don't have too many more of these, so if you guys want more, let me know in the comments section. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. I am going to be back on that daily grind, so be sure to be on the lookout. Subscribe with notifications. I'm going to do like a long video like this, short video, long video, blah, blah, blah. But if you do enjoy it, then let me know in the like and comment area. See, I'm doing it, guys. I'm plugging it. Beyond that, if you want to listen to the audio versions of these story times, I do post them on Spotify. Feel free to check that out, link down below. There's also a link to the intro song down below if you want to give that a listen. And I've been doing a podcast over on my third channel, the Scrubbe channel, so if you want to check that out, just look up Scrubbe, it'll pop up. I've been doing some reaction commentary stuff like I used to do over on the main channel, so if you liked that stuff and you missed it, feel free to go check that out. I would appreciate it. But yeah, I think that'll really do it for the video. I've been enjoying the Sauerkraut Kid saga. Hopefully you guys have too. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I will see each and every single one of you guys next time with another video. I'm out. Peace.